Hello, I am Ulysses Adams from Web Programming Team 5, and I'm here today to present you guys our project number 2, which is a Hangman game based off of PHP, HTML, and CSS. These were our team assignments. I was the leader, designer, coder, and tester. Junghyun Kim was designer, coder, tester, and Shu was a coder, programmer, and tester as well. So for the Kanban methodology, throughout the duration of the project, we used the methodology to help partition the pieces of work that we had to do. And we would use daily meetings to discuss what requirements we still had to do and talk about the code that we had been working on and that we said we would finish. This helped us put pieces of the puzzle together faster, and it allowed us to make flexible decisions since we were always aware what the other person was doing, and it also helped us in the long term because it helped improve the collaboration that was needed to get this project finished.
Hello, this is Junghyun Kim. Throughout the project, I utilized the Kanban methodology to efficiently break down tasks. In our meetings, I discussed remaining requirements and provided updates on the code I committed to completing. This approach allowed me to make agile decisions, ensuring constant awareness of the team members' activities. A real-time collaboration fostered through this methodology contributed significantly to our overall teamwork and project completion.
So for my section of the Kanban methodology, throughout the creation of our project, we used the Kanban methodology to help with the work distribution and organization of our project. We divided the work into parts and would convene via Discord calls to update how our portion of the project was going and to see how everyone else was doing on their part. We also need we also use text channels for any concerns or updates to the project that happen outside of the calls that we would have and would assist the other members on parts of the project that they couldn't figure out. So to go on to some of the code breakdown, we use PHP, HTML, and CSS. The PHP was used in the project as a basis for the logic within the Hangman game and other functionalities such as the scoreboard. And HTML was used to partition the web page into blocks and to organize features into their appropriate sections. And of course, CSS was used to style the game, make the game look better, and put together other forms, interactions, transformations, or animations that we needed. So for the project breakdown, for the project, we decided to create a web-based Hangman game using PHP, HTML, and CSS, like I said earlier. Hangman is a game where a word is chosen, and the person playing the game has to guess the individual letters within the word. And if the person guesses, as the person guesses, they will either uncover letters within the word, if the guess was correct, or add a body part onto the hangman with a maximum of up to 6 tries. So that mostly highlights the rules of the game and the rules that we would have to implement when programming our game, which leads me to some of the project challenges. So we ran into a multitude of challenges throughout the development of our application. So JavaScript is known to make things simpler when it comes to front-end projects such as this. And without the use of it, we had to be creative with how we would make the hangman image show on our project after every wrong guess. So basically, how we would animate the hangman to accumulate body parts as the user would make incorrect guesses as per the rules of the game. So some of our project goals we wanted to achieve with this project include interactive user interface. We wanted to have a compelling UI that was both pleasing to look at and user friendly, easy to use. We wanted to keep the interface simple but also clean. And we achieved that with the organization of the sections visible throughout our project, such as the hangman image, the guessing box, the word display, and the simple banner. And the active scoreboard, we wanted to have a clean and efficient scoreboard that would track our users' wins, losses, and total games played. And then lastly, the replayability. We wanted our game to be something that people could replay as much as they want to. So we achieved this by adding a play again button after every instance of the game ending and adding a diverse word bank so it didn't get repetitive. Onto the user requirements. So the two main requirements are user input and the expected output based on those inputs that the user makes. So if the user is expected to put so the user is expected to put what letters they think is in the word, and once a word is used, it can't be used again. And for the expected output, the game will choose a random word within the word bank and produces the exact amount of dashes to let the user know how long the word they are guessing is. And after the user inputs their guess, the game will respond by either putting a letter on a dash or adding a body part to the hangman. A green victory pop-up will display if the user correctly guesses the word within the 6 tries, or a red defeat pop-up is displayed. And a scoreboard is used to track number of games won, lost, and in total, or the total number of games played. And the last section that I'll cover for this presentation is the design overview. So some of the key design features. Our project, we chose to use a typical Hangman game foundation to start off. The design process, and letters within the randomly selected word would be replaced with dashes to indicate how many letters were in the word and would be replaced with correctly guessed letters. If a user got a guess wrong, a body part would appear from the hangman with the user having 6 tries before they are prompted with a "you lost" pop-up. Lastly, our scoreboard keeps track of the user's win-loss record and also their total amount of games played.
This is the UML diagram that we used throughout the duration of our project, and it highlights many of the key features that we wanted to incorporate inside of our Hangman game. One of those key features being the scoreboard, which is found on the Hangman homepage. And we also used these blocks to indicate that we wanted to incorporate the login and register pages on the drop-down menu at the very top of the homepage. This portion of the UML diagram kind of shows you how the game is broken down. We have a word, which is chosen from our word bank, and using PHP, we find the word length of the word, and we break it down into dashes and spaces, which indicates to the user how long the word is and how many words are inside of the chosen word, or letters are inside the chosen word. In the Hangman homepage, we have the guess feature, which is an array of letters from the alphabet ranging from A to Z. And after a guess, you are either given a right guess or a wrong guess. A right guess adds a letter to the word made of dashes and spaces. And after you guess the word correctly, you get a games won pop-up, and this adds +1 tally to the games won on the scoreboard for the user. And after a wrong guess, it adds a body part. And after each wrong guess, it adds one more body part up until you get 6 wrong, where the full hangman is made, and you're given the game lost screen, and that also adds one more to the games lost on the scoreboard for the user. These are some of the chunks of code that I wanted to highlight from our project today. This screen recording or screenshot right here kind of shows you how we managed to get the hangman image onto the screen for the users to see how many guesses they have left. We started with 7 images, with the first one having no body parts at all, and after each wrong guess, it would sift through this array here and replace the file name based on the number in the array. So you start off at 0, and after one wrong guess, it goes to 1, and so on until you get to 6 and the game ends. This line of code is kind of like the constants that we use throughout the project. The word bank is stored here through the file words.txt, and it would choose a random word from that word bank and put that into the word which the user was guessing. This array right here kind of saves all the guesses that the user has done, and it takes it out of the guesses array that we have. meaning that the user couldn't re-guess that word or letter. And this just indicates that the user has 6 tries. So after 6, the game ends and they're prompted with a play again screen. Now, this line over here is correlated with the scoreboard. It takes the sessions, games won and games lost, and puts it right here into the scoreboard for total games won by the user, total games lost, and then games total played. This code right here kind of is just the guess button in itself. So it gives you the option to do a drop-down menu of an array from letters A through Z, and you just press the guess button and it'll check with the word from the word bank, and if it's correct, it'll populate that dash with the right letter. And this code right here is just the main scoreboard that we use to keep track of the user's games won, games lost, and total games played. This code right here just shows the top drop-down menu where the user can click between home, Hangman, and it doesn't show it here, but there's a login and register page as well that the user can click on. And yep, that's basically what we have for the main logic of the game. Now to show the game. This is what the game looks like currently. This shows that the user has lost the game, but there's the full Hangman with his, after 6 tries, the head, the torso, 2 arms, 2 legs, and this shows the scoreboard, the total amount of games lost, games won, and games total, and the play again button right here. So if the user plays this, the screen resets, the man is no longer there, and a random word from the word bank is chosen. The scoreboard remains consistent though, so it'll always track how many games the user has played until they clear cookies or their cache, and then it'll reset back to 0, 0, 0. I'm now going to jump into a live demonstration of our game now, and thank you for watching. I'm going to show you guys a demo of our game today. Right now we only have 1 word loaded in the word bank, but when the game is pushed out there will be hundreds to keep the word bank diverse and for users to have more replayability. As you can see right here, we have the guess portion, and as you guess, it actually takes the word out. So once I press A is gone, and we're left with the rest of the letters in the alphabet. Over here we have the Hangman image, and as you get wrong guesses, more and more of the body parts will show. Up to 6 attempts are made or allowed, and after the body is shown, the Hangman is fully made and the game is over, and you can reset to play again. Right here is the scoreboard, and as you can see we have total games won, games lost, and games total, and this is continually updated as you play along. And let me show you guys a demonstration of the game right now. Right now, as I said, we only have the word able loaded, so let me get that right real quick. A, B, then L. As you can see that the words disappear as we choose them, and with the E we should get this right. Alright, and it gives us the U1 pop-up and a play again option, and you can also see the scoreboard that it goes up by 1 on games won and games total. And let's do that again, but this time we'll get it wrong just for purposes of the demo. A, B, D. As you can see, we got one of the words wrong. C was not in the word, and the head pops up now. And then after this attempt, it should tell us that the game is over and the Hangman will be fully built. Yep, we've lost, and you can see that the game's total also went up by 1. We added this functionality recently to be able to reset the scoreboard, and let me show you guys a little bit more of what we have here now that I've shown you the main functionality of the game. We have a login and register feature. As you can see, it's a very basic login page and a register page. I already have an account, so let me log in. It lets me log in. Oh. And as the users log in, it'll actually keep in their total amounts of games won and games lost. So now that I've shown you that, let's try one more time. Yep, and it should keep my score even after I log out. And when I log back in, it should keep the same score as well. Yep, that's it for our demo, and I hope you guys have enjoyed our project. Thank you, and have a great day.